Okay, let's talk snowflakes, 3D snowflakes. So you're going to get some copier paper like this, and you have to make it into a square. So what I'm going to do is here, let me put the rest aside. I'm going to slide this edge along the top edge until they are even. And I'm going to fold. And then you take a scissors and you cut off this part, and then you have a square. So I'm going to do that. I need to do that. How many times do I need to do that? How many sides does a snowflake have? If you said 6, you are correct. So I have to do that 6 times. Let me go ahead and have all of my papers together. I'm going to slide this up until these two are straight across with each other. I think that's about right. I'm going to fold right there. Now, if you need a guideline for where to cut, you can just make a pencil mark like this, and then you have a nice guideline to cut. Now, I'm cutting through 5 pieces of paper right now. That is pretty tough. So I don't recommend you doing this, but if you want to get it done quicker, this is how you do it. I would do 3 at a time, actually. That was really tough. So now I have 6 pieces of squares. So I'm going to take 3. 1, I think this is 2. Okay, 2, 3. All right. So I have these 6 triangles that have been folded into triangles. What I need to do is I need to cut from the fold to almost the middle. From the fold, you have to cut on the fold. If you don't cut on the fold, it's not going to work out. If you want to do a guideline for yourself, you're going like that. You're not cutting this part off. So you're going kind of parallel to the side of that paper. And I'm going to go here, almost to the middle. I'm going to make this even a little bit more, almost to the middle. I'm going to come over here, do the same thing, almost to the middle, come here, almost to the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to cut through these 3 triangles because I'm actually cutting through 6 pieces of paper because they are folded. So I'm cutting through 3 triangles but 6 pieces of paper because they're folded. And I'm cutting right on those lines. I'm starting at the fold. You have to start at the fold. Your scissors have to start at the fold or it does not work. And I'm cutting this last one like so. I'm going to do the other one the same way. Now I don't need the guidelines because I do know what I'm doing. So I'm going to cut right where I would be putting guidelines, almost to the middle. Almost to the middle, flip it over, cut, almost to the middle, almost to the middle. So now I'm going to take one of these, just one at a time. You can't do more than one at a time. And I'm going to start with the smallest points. Now, a lot of people are going to hold it like this, and they're going to say, I don't have points. I don't have points. Well, turn your paper, then you have points, okay? So then you're going to overlap those 2 points. You're kind of making a little burrito, a little blankie. And then I'm taking a piece of tape, a very small piece of tape, and I'm going to tape it right there. Now you're going to flip it over. A lot of people don't remember to flip and then they're stuck. So you take the next smallest one, which is this one right here. You're going to point those points at each other, making that little burrito. Take a piece of tape and tape it right there. Then you're going to flip and you point these points at each other. Take a little piece of tape and tape it right there. So now you have 1/6 of a snowflake. I'm going to set my camera on time lapse and do the other 5 of these so that you can see it. Actually, I'm going to do one more in front of you. So let me just do this. Okay, so I'm taking the middle ones. I'm pointing them at each other, making a little burrito, a little tunnel to go through. And then taking a piece of tape, taping it down. Then what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? If you said flip, you are correct. So then I'm going to take the next smallest one, point them at each other, and then take a piece of tape, tape down, and then what do I do? Then what do I do? Flip! Then point them at each other. Take a piece of tape and tape it down. So now I'm going to do it in fast motion for the next 4. Okay, so now we are going to be putting the 6 pieces together. So what I need to do is take 2 at a time. I'm going to put those, I'm going to overlap the corners. So first let me just say I set these up so that there is a small side and a big side. So this is the big side with 2, and this is the small side with just the medium one on that side. So I'm facing them all, so the big sides are all facing the same way. They're all going that way. And then I'm going to take these first two, I'm going to overlap. See how I'm overlapping those 2 corners, all right? And then I'm taking my tape, and I'm going ahead and taping one side, taping the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to take the third one, overlap it with the rest, so it's overlapping, and then I'm going to take tape, tape one side, and tape the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to put that down. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take one of these and one of these. I'm doing 2 first. So you have half of it done. Now you're doing the second half. So this is 2 together, taping one side, taping the other side. Okay, then I'm going to add on that third one. Make sure they're facing the right way. Okay, so I'm going to overlap those. Tape one side, tape the other side. Then I'm going to take this half. Let's see, I got to flip it over so that all the big sides are facing the same direction. Okay, so I'm putting this down on the table right next to this. So this is pointing down, this is pointing up, and I'm going to tape those together. So I'm going to put them right next. Let me see if I could get this a little closer. A little closer. Okay, so you see how that's pointing that way, this is pointing this way. So I'm going to put those 2 together, overlap those 2, and tape it. You can tape both sides if you want. Now, if you picked this up, let me come back out. If you picked this up, this would be floppy. So what you need to do to make it not floppy is to tape the sides where they are touching when you put it on a table. So they're touching right here. I need to tape this to this, which is kind of tricky. It's not the easiest thing to do. I need to take this, tape this to this. I need to take a piece of tape and tape this where there's already a piece of tape on there, and tape it to that where there's already a piece on there. Take some tape, tape this, there's already tape, to that. Take a piece of tape, tape this to that. Take a piece of tape and tape this to that. And then they are all connected at these points where they would naturally touch anyway. So now it's pretty strong. It's not going to be all floppy, and you are done.